So hey, how's it going? Today I'm coming to you with day 37 inside of a 60-day video challenge. If you happen to be catching this live, do me a favor, hit pound live. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you happen to be catching this via the replay, just hit pound replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. Today, the thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about the fact that you need to steer away from these type of people in your marketing when you market. Who are these type of people? And here's why I say that. I say that because that there's certain type of individuals that's going to take longer and is going to have a longer sales process, that's going to have a long conversion process and a longer marketing process. And if you want a much shorter process, and if you want a much shorter conversion process, there's a certain type of people that you should be speaking to in your marketing. And when you do that, your sales process is going to be just that much more shorter. So that's why I say that there are certain type of people that you should steer away from if you want to have a much shorter marketing process and if you want to have a much shorter sales process. I remember as a college student, I was not a very good college student. I didn't necessarily know what I wanted when I first got into college. And because of that, the level of success I had was not good. I didn't do too well in college at all. The funny thing is, though, I didn't do too well in college, but for whatever reason, I ended up working at a college. Not only did I end up working at a college, I ended up working my way to an executive level position at a college. Now, because I didn't do well in college, it helped me, in my opinion, to become a much better employee when I worked for the university. And here is why. The reason why is because from a tolerance standpoint, I had a much higher level of tolerance for the individuals and for the students who were having struggles from an academic standpoint. I ran the financial aid department, and anything that happened in the academic department negatively impacted the student from a financial aid standpoint. And I had a much higher level of tolerance for those individuals when they were not successful, so on and so forth. And I remember just when I was working at the university, sometimes I would have access to student records, and those records would basically be records of students who were going through probation processes. So let's just say from an academic standpoint, you may have a student that started off in a business program but went to a criminal justice program, and then after that went into some type of a nursing program. Well, a student that went and changed their mind a lot of different times, they were impacted negatively. And the reason why they were impacted negatively is because the more you change your program, the longer it's going to take you to complete your degree. Not only the longer will it take you to complete your degree, the more money that you're going to spend, because what would happen sometimes is that if you were taking classes from a business standpoint, some of those business classes don't necessarily transfer into nursing, and it doesn't transfer into some of these other programs. And unfortunately, what I saw in some cases, is I saw that some students had to go on what we call an academic probation, and in some cases an academic suspension. And when some of these students went on academic suspension, in order to regain their financial aid eligibility, when they returned back to the university, sometimes they had to pay out of pocket. I worked for a private university, and in working for that private university, it was costly for some of these students to be able to return as part of the process. And I remember just being on a committee, and as part of one of the individuals that was on the committee, I always, in most cases, right, when a student was going through the appeal process and the student was saying, hey, this is why I haven't been successful, this is my situation, so long as it was something reasonable, I always, said yes to granting that student financial aid, and I always said yes to the appeal process. Now, I wasn't the only one on the appeal board, right? Obviously, there were a couple of people on the appeal process, and I always sided with the student, and I think that had a lot to do with some of the struggles that I had when I was a college student. Now, you may be saying, okay, what does all of this stuff have to do with steering away from the wrong type of individual? The person who doesn't necessarily know what it is that they want, you will take a lot longer to be able to convert that person into a client. So I'm going to just use my business for an example. As someone who can help people with a marketing process, there's a lot of different people that I can go ahead and target out in the marketplace. One group of individual I can go ahead and market and target to is the person that is thinking about starting a business. Like, I haven't started a business yet, but I'm thinking about starting a business. If I went out into the marketplace and said, hey, are you thinking about starting a business? If you are, here's who I am, and here's how I can go ahead and help you. Now, mind you, right, they may be in that thinking phase for months, and in some cases for years. And if you think about it, some people remain in the thinking phase, forever. So if that's the type of individual that I attracted, I have to wait for them to get out of the thinking phase. I have to wait for them to launch their business, and only after they launch their business can I help them to develop a marketing process. Whereby, if you think about that, right, that could be a very long process. Whereby, if I went and I attracted the person and I spoke to the person and said, the person who already has a business, the person who already has a marketing process, and they're just looking to optimize it. Hey, are you a business coach or a business person that has a marketing process already in place, but you know that you're leaving some money out on the table and you know that it's not properly optimized, right? If I'm speaking to that individual, that person is no longer thinking about starting a business, that person's already started a business. Not only did this person already start a business, they've already started a marketing process, and they're just looking to make that marketing process just that much better. So as you can see, those are two different types of individuals. And if I want to have a more streamlined and a faster marketing process, then I need to steer away from the individual that is at the thinking phase and just go straight to speaking to the individual that already knows that, hey, this is what it is that I want. I already know I want it. I just need help with it. Two types of individuals. Think about that in your marketing process. Think about that in your journey and the people that you're trying to attract to you, and think about, okay, where are these individuals in the process? And am I targeting and am I attracting people who are who are in a stage where they are thinking about, taking the action, where they're thinking about it, or are you targeting people who have already made that decision? Am I targeting people who believe that websites is the best thing since sliced bread, and that's the methodology they want to use to be able to attract clients? Or am I speaking to people who believe that, marketing funnels is the new thing? They believe in a marketing funnel, they have a marketing funnel, but the marketing funnel is just not working, right? And in one step of the process, I have to convince someone that, man, leave the website alone, go to a marketing funnel. So that's one convince. In the end, I have to convince them that, use me as the marketing funnel specialist. Whereby the other individual, that person already knows that the marketing funnel is the thing for them, and they're just looking to optimize the marketing funnel. Think about that for your marketing process. Steer away from the people who are thinking about it. Speak to the people who already know that that's what it is that they want, and you're just coming in to just help them. Again, pound live if you happen to be catching this video live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And pound replay if you're catching a replay. Let me know where you are tuning in from. That's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.